Hey Stamping friends, welcome to the Joyous Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon and it's Fun Fold Friday. And Merry Christmas! I hope you guys have had a great day so far. This has been pre-recorded so I can spend time with my family and want you to spend time with your family too. So watch this video when you can. Go ahead and hold on flip and we'll get started with our card for the day. All right. So, I don't know if you've ever heard of that song, the hippopotamus Christmas song. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. It is one of my favorite. It's an older song, and there's this little girl that sings it that has like the most fun voice ever, and has inspired this hippo card for you guys on Christmas for your fun fold, because who doesn't want a hippopotamus for Christmas? So I'm going to give you a hippopotamus, or at least teach you how to make one and make it into this really fun fold card. So there we go. Sometimes my video goes out of focus and I apologize. I'll try to keep an eye on it, make sure that we are clear and you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, be sure to comment. I know this one isn't live today, but I will still send a card out that I make in this video to someone who comments before the end of the day. So please comment, let me know what you think, if you have this stamp set or what you love about it. All right, you guys, you ready? So I'm using the Hippo Happiness stamp set, and I'm using this cute little two-step, actually three-step pieces from this one to create our hippo. This one also comes with dies, so he'll be cut out very nicely using a die. And also I'm using the Hippo birthday in this one. All right, we set that aside. And let's go ahead and show you how to stamp the hippo. I'm not going to die cut him out, but I'm going to just give you a couple tips of how to go about it and let you know the colors that I used. I am using the gray granite for this hippo today, and you can totally use any color that you want. I just happened to pick this one for today because I like the color combo it made with my pretty peacock. All right, let's go ahead and get that. And what I like to do is stamp this inside of him first. You can kind of see him. There we go. I'm going to stamp this guy first, and we'll do this one full on strength. So I'll ink it up and stamp. So I'm going to just tap, tap, tap that away. I do have it on a foam mat because it's a photopolymer, and I want it to be nice and clear. And then we'll just press that one down. This stamp set used to be pretty tricky for me because it has two stamps that you have to make sure you get ready to go, but also it has a line up, so you have to make sure you line it up just right. All right, so now I'm inking up that filler part because you want to make sure he has color on the inside of him. And what I'm going to do now is I've inked it, and I'm going to stamp it off over here on this post-it note, just like that. It's a little blotchy, but not too bad. Now this is a tricky part for the camera, so let me see if I can get it in view. And what I like to do is just line up his little earsies on the top, and then make sure his hooves are good, and I place him down, just like that. Cute, 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 cute hippo. All right, so for his little eyes, I use my Memento ink, and his nose, and that's just kind of like our basic black. This black is my go-to whenever I need anything, especially if I'm using blends. Here's his cute little face. Let me see if you can see that one. Okay, there we go. And what you're going to do is just ink it up and do that tap, tap, tap. And then I line up his little nostrils. And it's hard for you to see them through, but luckily it's photopolymer, so it gives us a little bit. And then stamp it down. Oh, see, I'm a little off-centered on that one. I wiggled at the last minute. You see that one? So a lot of times I'll do multiple. So I've cut out two here already, and I have this one as my practice one. So make sure that before you do on your final project, do a couple practice hippos. It won't hurt at all to have a couple extra hippos lying around. Because that one, you see how my nostrils, I wiggled at the last minute. All right. So those are some tips to how to make your hippo. And this hippo, he is for a birthday. So let's go ahead and stamp our little saying for our hippo birthday using the pretty peacock ink. this one's little enough. Sorry, my words keep on going crazy on me today. That I don't think I'll need that photopolymer. Let's see if I don't regret it. If I can stamp this just right. And I'm trying to get that centered. Okay. Hippo birthday. And I have this on a rectangle die, and it came out perfect. So I will take that. After you've stamped your hippo, you'd run it through your die cutting machine, my Stamp and Cut and Emboss, and you'd come out with this cute little guy here. So that's our cute hippo. He also has a little bow tie. That's part of his dies that come with him. So we'll glue that on him as well. And let me tell you a little bit about our papers we're using today, because they're kind of crazy. But that's what makes it fun, right? These different measurements and this different fun fold. So what I have are these 3 pieces here. And I have these 2 is our card back and our card front, which they are cut separately like that. And then I have this Whisper White over here that's scored, and this will be our actual center of our card base, because usually we think of this as our card base, these 2 front pieces here, front and back. But it's going to be a little different today. These are our regular measurements for a A2 card. So it's a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for both of those. And one's going to be our back, so I'll set that one aside. And this one has our DSP, which is our in-colored DSP. And we're just going to put some glue on here and attach it to that front. In just a second, I'll give you the measurements for the inside. And of course, I'll have these all up on my blog, so you guys can refer to that. If you're watching YouTube for this video, or if you're on Pinterest, however you found this, I have all the measurements up and over on my blog. And all the supplies of things that I'm using today. So if I forget to tell you what I'm using, that's where you can find it. I used the rectangle dies, the stitch rectangle dies for these pieces. And this one I've embossed with this really cool new painted texture embossing folder that comes out in January. I played with this one already a couple times and then love with that texture that it provides on paper just by running it through that machine. Okay, so next I have those parts together. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back, and we'll put dimensionals on the back of our hippo birthday and on the back of our hippo as well. So we're going a little crazy with the dimensionals, but they add so much with just very little effort. So we love those. I hope you guys have had a great Christmas. If you're watching this on Christmas Day. My kids love Christmas, and so do I. It's super fun. Love being with family. All right, so those dimensionals are off. We're going to center it and put it right about there. Then we're going to add our cute little hippo. I'm going to glue on his bow tie at the very end. Okay, his dimension on the back of him. And let's get 2 more on the back of this one. Right about there. And right about there. And for this one, I kind of have my hippo floating, which is okay. He's a fun hippo. He's wearing a bow tie, so he can basically do anything he wants. But this one, we're going to try to see how it looks if I kind of ground him and put him right over the label. So that's the hippo birthday label that we've created. And now we're going to see if we can't just kind of put his feet right there. So he's more in the center. Super cute. So he's not floating in this one. So if you comment, you might get this one where he's not just a flying hippo. All right, make it my take a pic tool. I put a little bit of glue right there so I can attach his bow tie. And I'm using the putty side of my take a pic tool. And I'm just going to pick it up and set it down. And I use my finger to help release it. There we go. Super cute. Oh, that's the fanciest hippo you'll ever see. So cute. Love it. All right. So this part here, what we're going to do, let me show you and tell you the measurements for this. I have this piece of Whisper White, and I have it measuring at 10 1/2 by 4. I've scored it at 5 1/4 and also at 2 3/8. So So what we need to do first is go ahead and glue it to this part of our card base, which is the back side of our card. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this one right here and just burnish it a little bit there too. All right. Let's get my dimensional back. Let's look at those. They get stuck on everything. See if I can't just kind of wipe it off though. This one's really stuck. This uses static electricity, and so they stick on there pretty good. And in fact, you'll find a lot of those all over my house at all the time. Because they stick on my clothes and I walk somewhere and then they fall off. They are everywhere. All right. So I've glued the back on just like that. And next what I'm going to do is go ahead and fold this part up and use my bone folder again. Like that. So far we're doing good. And now we're going to attach it to this part of our card. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put glue on this side here. Try to think, make sure we have it right. Yep, that looks good. So we're going to use our glue. You can either use your seal, or you can use your tear tape or your Tombow glue. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and use some of the seal today because we want it to be able to have no dry time. So then we're going to keep it closed, and then we're just going to line this one up over it using that pretty peacock base from corner to corner, and get all corners and just kind of smoosh it down. And that should pick up that adhesive. And then we have this really fun fold card that opens up like that, and it uses this kind of like this little hinge to have a card. Isn't that super fun? Really not too hard, and uses some of the basic things that we usually use to make these cards. I hope you guys have loved this Hippo card. Let me show you one more. So this card was actually inspired by a friend named Caroline, and she made this one for a team swap. And it has this cute little deer, and it says, dude, it says, this is for you, dude. And it has that same fun fold. And she even stamped the inside. So I suggest stamping the inside of your Hippo card too to keep that fun hippo going. But he's adorable. I love him. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and have a very Merry Christmas and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.